Hi viewers, you are welcome to another class of Pradesh Mathematics. Today I will teach you the super tricks of mathematics, super tricks to integrate some problems, and that is the integration using some trigonometric identities. How you can integrate using trigonometric identities. This is a very important and vital part of integration. How can we integrate using trigonometric identities? Because trigonometric functions play a vital role in integration. And if you know all the methods that I want to teach you today, if you know all the tricks, if you are able to learn all the tricks that I will teach you today, then you can solve 50 to 60% of problems of integration. Half of the problems can be solved by these tricks, and these are the super tricks of integration. Method 1 is, suppose you have given sine A into cos B. Sine A into cos B is half of 2 sine A into cos B, and this is equal to half of 2 sine A into cos B. We have the formula from trigonometry is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. Similarly, cos A into sine B multiply 2 divide 2. This is half of 2 cos A sine B, which is half of 2 cos A into sine B is sine A plus B minus sine A minus B. And then similarly, cos A into cos B is half of cos A plus B plus cos A minus B. Sin A into sin B is half of cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. These four formulas you have already learned in trigonometry, and these formulas also play a vital role in integration. There are different types of problems which are solved by these formulas. So trigonometry में बहुत सारे formulas तुम पढ़ चुके हो. These four formulas are also you have learned in trigonometry. ये भी formula तुम trigonometry पढ़ चुके हो, and applying these four formulas, many of the problems in integration can be solved. So you have to learn first this. Now example is integrate sin 5x into cos 3x, and this is in form of sin A into cos B, and sin A into cos B is half of sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. So this is half of integration of, this is A, this is B, half of sin A plus B means 5x plus 3x plus sin A minus B means 5x minus 3x, and which is equal to, this is half of integration of, this is sin 8x plus this is sin 2x, which is equal to half of, now integration of sin 8x, we have integration of sin x is minus cos x, and this is minus cos 8x, and divide the derivative of 8x, so this is by 8 plus sin 2x is minus cos 2x by 2 plus c. So by using these four formulas you can solve this type of problems. Now look at here, if here is sin 5 by 2x and cos 3 by 2x, also you can apply the same formula to solve. Now another question is to integrate sin 5x into cos 3x into cos 2x dx, and this is in form of, first take these two sin 5x into cos 3x, and which is integration of half of, this is sin A into cos B, which is sin A into cos B, and this is half of sin A plus B means 8x plus sin A minus B means 5x minus 3x is 2x into cos 2x dx. लुक एट हियर स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ हम पहले साइन 5x और cos 2x को ले गए, साइन 5x इंटू cos 2x ले जाएंगे तो यहाँ अप्लाई करेंगे साइन A इंटू कॉस बी. साइन A इंटू कॉस बी इज हाफ ऑफ साइन A प्लस बी प्लस साइन A माइनस बी. अब ये टू फंक्शंस को ले गए, इसके साथ किसको लेंगे, cos 2x. हाउ, लुक एट हियर, नाउ दिस इज हाफ होल इंटू मल्टीप्लाई दिस, वी फाइंड साइन 8x इंटू cos 2x plus this is sin 2x into cos 2x dx, which is equal to half of integration of, now this is sin A into cos B, again this is half of sin A into cos B is sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. Sin A plus B is 10x plus sin A minus B is 6x plus, here is also sin here is also sin A cos B. यहाँ भी हम अप्लाई करेंगे sin A into cos B. So sin A into cos B is half of sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. Sin A minus B is 2x minus 2x. So this is sine 0 and dx. So if we take 1 by 2 common, so here is 1 by 4, and integrating all the terms, integration of sine 10x is minus cos 10x by 10, and this is minus cos 6x by 6, this is minus cos 4x by 4 plus, and this term sine 0 is 0, integration this is constant, so take it as a constant. So this is the integration of sine 5x into cos 3x into cos 2x. So if you have given 3 terms in product form, then first take any 2 and then expand this first 2 terms and take the third terms with this. अगर तुमको 3 terms दिया जाएगा तो क्या करोगे, पहले any 2 terms ले जाओगे, then apply formula like जो 4 formulas हम दिए थे, and after applying the formula then you can multiply the third term to each term and then you can apply the formula to solve these problems. Now the real game starts. Now the real trick starts. How can you apply? How can you integrate sine to the power nx and integrate? How can you integrate cos to the power nx? How can you integrate these 2 important questions? So these are 2 cases here for each sine to the power nx and cos to the power nx. ये अब असली गेम शुरू हुआ कि कैसे आप इंटीग्रेट करेंगे साइन टू द पावर nx into cos to the power nx. So this n may be even or odd. That depends upon the nature of power n. If case 1 is if n is even, suppose n is 2m, any even number can be expressed in form of 2m and the odd number can be expressed in form of 2m plus 1. So suppose n is even, let n is equal to 2m. Now integration of sine to the power nx dx is integration of sine to the power 2mx. If it is sine to the power 2m, then we can write it as sine square to the power m. That means any even power, suppose is 20, so this can be sine square to the power 10. If it's 28, then this is sine square to the power 14. So any even power of sine can be expressed as the power of sine square. साइन का कोई भी इवन पावर है, साइन का कोई भी इवन पावर हो तो हम इसको एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं पावर ऑफ साइन स्क्वायर. दैट मीन्स साइन स्क्वायर टू द पावर समथिंग. सो दिस एनी इवन पावर ऑफ साइन कैन बी एक्सप्रेस्ड इन फॉर्म ऑफ साइन स्क्वायर एक्स टू द पावर समथिंग. सपोज साइन स्क्वायर एक्स टू द पावर एम. नाउ व्हेन यू गेट साइन स्क्वायर, then put sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2. And also in case of cos to the power n, similarly if n is even, then n is equal to 2m. Cos to the power 2m x dx is equal to, here is cos to the power 2m means this is cos square to the power m, and now put cos square is equal to 1 plus cos 2x by 2. Remember, very important thing is if you have sin square, then put sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2 and put cos square x is equal to 1 plus cos 2x by 2. These two are very important, but these two will be substituted only for the power even. If n is odd, suppose 2m plus 1, then sin to the power n x dx is equal to sin to the power 2m plus 1. Now if the power is odd, then separate one factor from the integrand. अगर तुम पावर देखोगे और होगा तो क्या करोगे, साइन का एक पावर को अलग कर दो इंटीग्रेंड से, सब रख दो, एक ही पावर को अलग कर दो. मतलब कि साइन का पावर सपोज 7 है तो क्या करोगे, साइन टू द पावर 6 इंटू साइन एक्स. अगर 9 है, साइन टू द पावर 8 इंटू साइन एक्स. इफ यू हैव द पावर इज ऑड, देन separate one. That means if you have sine to the power 11, then write it as sine to the power 10 into sine. Similar for cos. If you have cos to the power 21 or cos to the power 23, if you have cos to the power 23, write it as cos to the power 22 into cos. That means separate only one factor from the integrand. So here is sine to the power 2m plus 1 now can be written as sine to the power 2m into sine x. Now this sine to the power 2m is even here, so you can write this 2m as sine square x to the power m into sine x. Now again you find sine square. Now here put sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos square x and take cos x is equal to t. So look at here, here is the sine square, here is sine square, but here you have to put sine square is equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2, here you have to put sine square is equal to 1 minus cos square x. Similarly, in case of cos also, if you have odd, then separate 1, that means cos to the power 2m plus 1 is cos to the power 2m into cos x. This is cos square to the power m into cos x, and this cos square x is 1 minus sin square x. Now look at here. Here is sin square, here is sin square, but this sin square is originated where the power was even, where the power is even, but this sin square is originated where the power is odd. Now look at here, the power of sine may be even or may be odd. The power of sine may be even or odd, but you have to evaluate the value of a sine square. But if sine square is originated from the power, even power, then you have to put sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2. And if sine square is originated from odd power, then you have to put sine square x is equal to 1 minus cos square x. Similarly, for cos square, the power of a cos may be even or odd, but you have to find cos square. But if cos square x is originated from even power, then you have to put cos square x is equal to 1 plus cos 2x by 2. If cos square x is originated from odd power, then you have to put cos square x is equal to 1 minus sin square. Then substitution, here cos x is equal to t, here sin x is equal to t. Very important trick, very important trick. याद रखना, अगर साइन का पावर इवन हो तो इसको साइन स्क्वायर का पावर लिख दो और साइन स्क्वायर की जगह क्या पुट करेंगे 1 माइनस cos 2x by 2. बट अगर साइन का पावर ऑड हो तो क्या करेंगे, एक अलग कर देंगे, ये जो इवन पावर रहा उसको साइन स्क्वायर का पावर कर दो और ये जो साइन स्क्वायर आ गया इस साइन स्क्वायर को पुट कर दो 1 माइनस cos स्क्वायर एंड टेक cos x इक्वल टी, देन प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. सो लुक एट हियर, साइन का पावर इवन हो या ऑड हो, लेकिन हमको साइन स्क्वायर ही चाहिए. अगर साइन स्क्वायर इवन पावर वाला से निकाले है तो साइन स्क्वायर की जगह हम पुट करेंगे 1 माइनस cos 2x by 2. एंड अगर साइन स्क्वायर ऑड पावर वाला टर्म से निकला है तो साइन स्क्वायर की जगह पुट करेंगे 1 माइनस cos स्क्वायर. सिमिलरली फॉर cos स्क्वायर, cos का पावर कुछ भी हो तो हमको cos स्क्वायर चाहिए. अगर cos स्क्वायर इवन से आया है तो 1 प्लस cos 2x by 2. अगर cos स्क्वायर ऑड से आया है तो 1 माइनस sin स्क्वायर by 2. इधर cos sin x को सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे, इधर cos x को सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे. क्यों इधर cos x को सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे, देखो why we have to substitute cos x, because if you have to substitute cos x t, then look at here, the derivative cos x is sin x is here. If why you have to put sin x here, if you put sin x is equal to t, then the derivative sin x is cos x is here. So these are the super tricks to integrate sin to the power nx and cos to the power nx. So another example is here, to integrate sin to the power 4x dx. So here the power is even. I have already said if the power is even, then just express it as the power of sin square. अगर पावर इवन है साइन और कॉस का तो क्या करेंगे, साइन स्क्वायर का पावर कर देंगे. सो हियर इज साइन टू द 4x एंड आई कैन राइट इट एज sin square x to the power 2 dx. Now I find sin square, and if sin square is originated from even power, this sin square is originated from the sin to the 4x term. That means here the power originally is even. If sin square is originated from even power, then put sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2. So I will put here sin square x as 1 minus cos 2x by 2 to the power 2 dx, and this is square of 2 is 4. I can take common 1 by 4, and this is integration of square of a minus b. This is a square minus 2ab is 2 cos 2x plus b square is cos square 2x dx. Now look at here, this is 1 by 4 into integration of 1 dx is x minus 2 into integration of cos 2x is sin 2x by 2 plus integration of this is here cos square 2x. So dear students, this is 1 by 4 into x minus sin 2x plus, look at here, this is cos square theta, and you know cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. So this theta is 2 here, so I can write it as 1 plus cos 2 theta means 4x, theta is 2x here by 2. So solving this, I find 1 by 4 into x minus this is sin 2x plus take common 1 by 2, integration of 1 is x plus integration of cos x is sin 4x by 4 plus c. So you can solve this, so you can simplify this to get the answer. So Another example is here a cos to the 5x dx. I have taken here sin to the 4. One is even, and I take another example where the power is odd. My dear students, remember one thing, for sine and cos, same trick for even power, same trick for odd power. So I take one for even and another for odd. So मैं एक इवन पावर लिया था और एक दूसरा ले रहा हूँ कि जिसका पावर ऑड है. तो अगर ऑड होगा तो क्या करेंगे, मैंने बताया था, अगर पावर ऑड है तो हम क्या करेंगे, 1 फैक्टर का निकाल देंगे. मतलब 5 है तो 4 1 कर लेंगे, 7 है तो 6 1 कर लेंगे. सो हियर इज द पावर इज ऑड, दैट मीन्स आई हैव टू राइट वन टर्म, I have to separate one term from the integrand. The integrand is this. That means I have to separate one term, means I have to write this 5 as 4 plus 1. That means this is a cos to the 4x into cos x dx. Now this is cos to the 4. Now this is even. अब ये even हो गया. So if it is even, then it can be expressed as the power of cos square. That means I can write it as cos square x to the power 2 into cos x dx. Now I find cos square. So I have already said, तुम्हारे पास cos का इवन पावर हो या ऑड पावर हो, तुमको cos square x ढूंढना है. अगर cos square मिल गया तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व. So you are required to find cos square, whether the power of cos is even or odd. If you find cos square, then you can solve all the problems. So you get here cos square x, but look at here, this cos square x is from the odd power. If cos square is originated from odd power, look at here sin square x was originated from even power, so I put 1 minus cos 2x by 2. If cos square x is originated from even power, then you have to put cos square x is equal 1 plus cos 2x by 2. But here cos square x is originated from odd power, ये odd बड़ा पावर से निकला है. सो यहाँ cos square x जगह हम क्या पुट करेंगे, 1 minus sin square x. So this is 1 minus sin square x to the power 2 into cos x dx. Now you have to substitute sin x is equal to t. So put sin x is equal to t. If sin is equal to t, then derivative of sin x is cos x. Cos x dx is equal to dt. Now put here, and putting this you get here, integrating 1 minus sin x is equal to t. This is 1 minus t square cos x dx is dt. So is integration of square of a minus b, a square minus 2ab is this, plus b square is t square का square of t square, and this is dt. So integration is integration 1 into dt, 1 into dt is dt, integration dt is t minus 2 into integration t square is t q by 3 plus t to the power 5 by 5 plus c. So put t is equal to sin x to get the answer. If you put t is equal to sin x, then you can find the answer. So it is method 3, to integrate sin to the power mx into cos to the power nx. So here is power of sin is m and the power of cos is n. Here are also two cases, m is equal to n, m is not equal to n. The case one is if m is equal to n. If m is equal to n, then sin to the power m is equal to n, so you can put n in place of m. That means this is sin to the power nx into cos to the power nx. So if those two are equal, then multiply 2 to the power n, divide 2 to the power n. 1 by 2 to the power n into integration of 2 to the power n sin to the power nx into cos to the power nx dx. This is equal to 1 by 2 to the power n into, this is the power 1 by 2 to the power n into 2 sin x cos x to the power n dx. 1 by 2 to the power n into integration of, this is sin 2 sin x into cos x is sin 2x. So this is sin 2 theta. That means this is the power of sin 2x to the power n. That means sin to the power n 2x dx is equal to 1 by 2 to the power n into, if we put 2x is equal to t here, put 2x is equal to t. So if 2x is equal to t, then dx is equal to dt by 2, because 2 into dx, look at here, 2 into dx is equal to dt. So dx is equal to dt by 2. Now put here 1 by 2 to the power n sin to the power n 2x is equal to t, dx is dt by 2. Now look at here, 2 to the power n into 2 is 1 by 2 to the power n plus 1 into integration of sin to the power n t dt. Now sin to the power n t dt can be integrated, because I have already discussed how to integrate sin to the power n. It may be even or odd. So by this process, इफ m इज इक्वल n देन यू कैन इंटीग्रेट साइन पर mx इंटू कॉस पर nx। अगर साइन और कॉस का दोनों का पावर समान हो जाएगा, सिंपल ट्रिक, इफ यू गेट the power of sine and cos are equal, then if the power is n, multiply 2 to the power n and divide 2 to the power n, then it will be in form of sine to the power n into 2x. This will be in form of sine 2x. अगर तुम्हारे पास साइन और कॉस दोनों का पावर समान हो जाएगा, पावर जितना होगा तुम क्या करोगे, 2 to the power n मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, 2 to the power n डिवाइड करोगे। पावर जितना होगा, सपोज पावर इज n, देन मल्टीप्लाई 2 to the power n डिवाइड 2 to the power n, ये क्या होगा कि साइन 2x की फॉर्म को आ जाएगा और इजीली हो जाएगा, आखिर में साइन पर nx फॉर्म का आ जाएगा। सो दिस इज अ सिंपल ट्रिक टू सॉल्व इफ साइन टू पर n इंटू कॉस पर n, इफ साइन और कॉस दोनों का पावर समान है, इफ द पावर्स ऑफ साइन एंड कॉस आर इक्वल। Now look at here, an example of this case is sin to the 4x into cos to the 4x. Now the powers of both sin and cos are equal and the power is 4. If the powers of sin and cos are equal, then you have to multiply 2 to the power n divide 2 to the power n. Here n is 4. That means you have to divide 2 to the power 4 multiply 2 to the 4. That means this is 1 by 2 to the power 4 into integration 2 to the power 4 into sin to the power 4x into cos to the power 4x dx. And this is equal to 1 by 2 to the power 4 into this is 2 sin x into cos x to the power 4 into dx. And this is 1 by 2 to the power 4 into integration. This is 2 sin theta into cos theta, sin 2 theta. So this is sin 2x to the power 4 dx. And this is 1 by 2 to the power 4 into integration of sin to the power 4 2x dx. Now here put 2x is equal to t. If 2x is equal to t, then 2 into dx is equal to dt, and dx is equal to dt by 2. After substitution, you have to differentiate and find the value of dx. So now this is 1 by 2 to the power 4 into integration sin to the power 4 2x is t and dx is dt by 2, which is equal to 1 by 2 to the power 4 into 2 is 2 to the power 5 into integration of sin to the power 4 dt. I have recently solved sin to the 4x, so by this method you can solve sin to the 4t. So this is the method to integrate when both the powers of sin and cos are equal. So इसी तरह तुम सॉल्व कर सकते हो, कैसे साइन और कॉस का पावर जब इक्वल होगा कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे। देखो इधर साइन और कॉस का पावर समान था, 4 था, सो मल्टीप्लाई कर दे साइन 2 to the power 4 डिवाइड कर देंगे 2 to the power 4। सो पावर जितना होगा इसी तरह सॉल्व कर देंगे, साइन 2x हो जाएगा, लास्ट में साइन टू द n x फॉर्म आ जाएगा। Now this is the second case of sin to the power mx into cos to the power nx, where m is not equal to n. But if m is not equal to n, there are 4 sub cases. There are 4 different cases arises when m is not equal to n. अगर m n समान नहीं होंगे तो अगर यह क्या हमको मिलेगा कि 4 different cases मिलेगा। कैसे? Look at here, sin पर mx into cos to the nx. Now the case is m is odd, n is even. Case 2 is m is even, n is odd. Or even odd. Third case is both are odd, and fourth case is both are even. These are the 4 cases: odd, even odd, odd, even. So look at here, one important thing is don't look over these 4 cases, only remember one thing. If you find the power is odd, simply separate one factor from the rest of the integrand. अगर तुमको पावर ऑड मिल गया तो क्या करोगे, एक फैक्टर को अलग कर दो, टोटल जो इंटीग्रांड है उससे एक ही फैक्टर को अलग कर दो और आसानी से हो जाएगा। सो द फर्स्ट केस इज हियर sin to the power mx into cos to the power nx, but m is odd here. You have to only recognize, you have to only look where is odd, where the power is odd. So here is the power is odd. If the power is odd, only separate one factor from this term. That means here you can write this as sin to the power m minus 1x into sin x into this is cos to the power nx dx. So you separate one factor from this, and now here is also same case, the power odd is here, so you have to separate from cos nx. That means this is sin to the power mx into cos to the power nx, n is odd, so you can write this as cos to the power n minus 1x into cos x dx. look at here m was odd, that's why you take one term, you separate one term from sin to power mx, that means you write it as sin to power m minus 1 into sin x. That means if you have sin पर 7 then write it as sin पर 6 into sin. अगर तुम्हारे पास sin पर 9 है तो कैसे लिखोगे, sin पर 8 into sin. And if you have cos per odd, then you can write it as cos per n minus 1 into cos 6. Now here is two odds. In case of both odds, m and odd and n odd, so you have to separate one factor, but not from both, from anyone, either from sin or from cos. So if you fix it, then you can solve it as sin to the power m minus 1x into sin x into cos to the power nx dx. That means you separate one term from sin x. Also you can solve by separating one term from here, as these two are odds. So in case of third case, these two are odd. So अगर ये दोनों odd हो गए तो क्या करेंगे, तुम कोई भी odd term से एक term को separate कर दो, one factor को separate कर दो. And when two are even, then in the last case, if both are even, then in this case you have to write sin square x is equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2 and cos square x is equal to 1 plus cos 2x by 2, as we have discussed in the sin per nx and cos per nx. In case method 2 we have already discussed. So if you have power even, अगर तुम्हारे पास दोनों का पावर इवन हो गया, then put sin square x equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2 and cos square x equal to 1 plus cos 2x by 2. So these are the very important tricks to solve the trigonometric functions. These are the very important tricks to integrate the trigonometric functions. Now one example is here, sin power 5x into cos square x. So look at here 5 is even odd and 2 is even. So we have to separate one factor from the term where the power is where the power is odd. So here the power is odd, that means we have to separate one factor from sin x. That means this is sin to the 4x into sin x into cos square x, which is equal to sin to the power 4x into sin x into cos square x dx. Here the power is odd, that's why I separate one factor from this sin power 5x. So remember one thing, where the power is odd, then you have to separate one factor from the term where the power is odd, and after separating you must get the rest of the integrand must be even, and this rest term will be changed. Means you have to change means sin to cos, cos to sin. Remember one thing, if the power is odd, bring one term, separate one term, then the rest will be even and the rest term will be changed. You have to change means sin to cos, cos to sin. Very important बात याद रखना, जहाँ दिखोगे पावर ऑड होगा साइन का केस में, साइन और कॉस जहाँ रहेगा पावर ऑड होगा. अगर पावर ऑड हो तो क्या करोगे, एक ही पावर को अलग कर दो. मतलब साइन टू पावर 7 है तो क्या करोगे, साइन पावर 6 इंटू साइन. सो एक फैक्टर को सेपरेट करने के बाद और था, एक पावर को सेपरेट कर देंगे तो जो रहेगा इवन होगा. वो जो इवन वाला टर्म रहेगा उसको चेंज करेंगे. चेंज मतलब साइन को टू कॉस, कॉस टू साइन, साइन टू कॉस, कॉस टू साइन चेंज करेंगे. सो कैसे, लुक एट हियर इज द पावर 5. I write it one, I separate it one term, that means sin to the 4x into sin x into cos square x. Now this is even, so you have to change this. Change means this is sin square x to the power 2 into cos square x into sin x dx. Now I write it sin square x. I have to change this. Change means this sin square x is 1 minus cos square x to the power 2 into cos square x into sin x dx. Now put here cos x t. If we put cos x equal to t, then derivative of cos x is minus sin x dx is equal to dt, and this is sin x dx is equal to minus dt. Substituting here 1 minus cos x is t, so this is t square to the power 2 into cos square is t square, sin x dx is minus dt. So expanding this is I get a minus b whole square, a square minus 2ab plus b square into its minus t square dt. So multiplying this first multiply here, this is minus minus plus, and this is 2t to the power 4 minus t square minus t to the power 6 dt, and this is equal to 2 into t to the power 5 after integration, 2 into t to the 5 by 5 minus this is t cube by 3 minus t to the power 7 by 7 plus c, and after putting the value of t is equal to cos x, you will get the answer. Another important trigonometric identity is you have to integrate tan to the power nx and cot to the power nx. So how can you integrate tan to the power n into cot and cot to the power n? So look at here, dear students, if you get to integrate tan to the power n or cot to the power n, simply separate tan square from tan to the power n and cot square from cot to the power n. जहाँ दिखोगे tan to the power n है और cot to the power n है, एक ही बात याद रखना कि tan to the power n से tan स्क्वायर अलग कर देना, cot to the power n से cot स्क्वायर अलग कर देना. अगर तुम ये दोनों को अलग कर देंगे तो क्या होगा, लुक एट हियर स्टूडेंट्स, ये tan स्क्वायर क्या हो जाएगा कि देखो n था पावर 2 अलग कर देने से tan to the power n minus 2 into tan स्क्वायर हो गया, और पुट दिस tan स्क्वायर as sec स्क्वायर minus 1 एंड tan स्क्वायर x इज इक्वल टू sec स्क्वायर minus 1 हो गया. एंड देन क्या करोगे कि tan x इज इक्वल टू t ले जाओ, tan x इक्वल टी पुट कर देंगे तो tan x का डेरिवेटिव sec स्क्वायर हो गया. इधर भी वही क्या करेंगे, cosec स्क्वायर आ जाएगा और cot x इज इक्वल टू टी ले लेंगे तो cot x का डेरिवेटिव हो जाएगा cosec स्क्वायर x एंड कैन बी सॉल्व्ड. सो ए वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रिक. So remember one important thing is, if you have tan to the power n, then separate tan square. Separate tan square. So this will be tan to the power n minus 2 and into tan square. So put tan square is equal to sec square minus 1. So if you put tan square is equal to sec square minus 1, then look at here. If you put tan x equal to t, after putting tan square x is equal to sec square minus 1, then put tan x equal to t. If you put tan x equal to t, then the problem will be solved. And here is also, in case of cot parent, separate cot square, put cot square is equal to cosec square minus 1 and then cot x equal to t. Why? Derivative of tan x is equal to sec square and cot x is equal to cosec square. So this is the simplest trick to integrate tan to the power nx and cot to the power nx. How? Take an example. Now to integrate tan to the power 5x, and this is I have already said, if you have tan to the power n, then you have to separate tan square from where the tan to the power, it may be even or whatever it may be, but you have to separate tan square. That means tan to the power 5, it can be written as tan qx into tan square x. Simply separate tan square. Now this is tan qx into this tan square x is sec square x minus 1 into dx. Now this is tan qx into sec square x dx minus integration of tan qx dx. Again this is tan q, so this is tan qx into sec square x dx minus, again this tan q is tan x into tan square x dx. I have already said, if you find the power of tan, that means you have to separate tan square. So this is now integration for tan qx into sec square x dx minus integration of tan x into this is sec square x minus 1 into dx. Now this is tan qx into sec square x dx minus multiplying this, you get this is tan x into sec square x dx plus integration of tan x dx. So here you have to put tan x is equal to t. I have already said put tan x equal to t, and if derivative of tan x is sec square x dx is equal to dt. So here tan x equal to t, that means this is t q sec square x dx is dt minus tan x is equal to t into sec square x dx is dt plus integration of tan x is ln sec x plus c, and now is integration of tq is t to the power 4 by 4 minus integration of t is t square by 2 plus ln sec x plus c, and put t is equal to tan x to get the answer. So this is the integration of tan to the power 5 to integrate sec to the power nx and cosec to the power nx. So look at here, if you have n is even, that means you have even power of sec or cosec. If n is even, that means sec to the power even x into dx. If sec to the power nx dx is given, only thing remember, if n is even, simply separate sec square. That means this is sec to the power n minus 2x into sec square x dx. Now convert this sec to the power n minus 2 into tan x and put tan x equal t, and you will get derivative tan x is equal sec square x. So याद रखो कि जब sec का पावर इवन रहेगा तुम क्या करोगे, सेक स्क्वायर अलग कर दोगे। सेक स्क्वायर अलग करने के बाद ये जो रहेगा इसको कन्वर्ट कर दोगे टैन को, और ये रहेगा टैन, ये रहेगा सेक स्क्वायर। सो पुट टैन एक्स इज इक्वल टी, सो डेरिवेटिव इज सेक स्क्वायर एक्स। सिमिलर इज फॉर कोसेक पर एन। इफ द पावर ऑफ कोसेक इज इवन, if the power of cosec is even, then separate cosec square, and after separating cosec square the remaining terms to be converted into the power of cot and put cot x equal t. Here you put tan x equal t, then you have to, in this case you have to put cot x is equal to t. So in case of sec to the power n, cosec to the power n, if n is even, then separate sec square in case of sec and cosec square in case of cosec. And this is the simplest way to solve the powers of when the powers of sec and cosec are even. Now one example to integrate sec to the 4x dx. Now is power 4, that means even. I have already said if the power of sec is even, simply separate sec square. That means this is after separating sec square, this can be written as sec square x into sec square x. Now I have to change this sec square into tan. I know already sec square is equal to 1 plus tan square x into sec square x dx. Now put tan x equal to t. So if tan x equal to t, then sec square x dx is equal to dt. So this is 1 plus t square into dt. Now integration 1 is t plus integration t square is t q by 3 plus c, and put t is equal to tan x is the answer, tan x plus tan qx by 3 plus c. mx into tan to the power x, or integrate cosec to the mx into cot to the power x. That means if you want to substitute sec x, that means if you want to substitute sec x, I have already said if you want to substitute a function g of x, then there must be derivative for g of x. So in this case you have to judge, you have to recognize which function is to be substituted, upon what function you can give substitution. If you want to substitute sec x, then make sure that you have derivative of sec x. That means sec x into tan x is with the integrand. That means derivative of that function must be there. If you want to substitute tan x, then there must be sec square x. So if you want to substitute sec, then first create sec x into tan x. If you want to substitute tan x, then create sec square x. Also here same, if you want to substitute cosec x, then create cosec into cot. If you want to substitute cot, then create cosec square x. So that depends upon the nature of the powers of cosec and cot and sec and tan. So you have to judge this first. Now look at example here. Here is a sec for 30 into tan x. Now I want to here clearly you have to substitute sec x. That means if you want to substitute sec x, if you want to substitute sec x, that means you have to create, that means you must have the derivative sec x. That means sec x and tan x with the integrand. So now I write it as sec to the 29x into sec x into tan x dx. So put here sec x is equal to t. Now derivative of sec x is sec x into tan x into dx is equal to dt. So this question is sec x is equal to t is t to the 29 and this is dt. So this is t to the 30 by 30 plus c. Put t is equal to sec x to get the answer, and here is cot to the power 5 into cosec to the power 4. Now look at here, cot to the power 5x, and this cosec to the 4 can be written as cosec square x into cosec square x is equal to integration. This is cot to the power 5x and this cosec square is 1 plus cot square x into cosec square x dx. Now put here cot x is equal to t, which implies minus cosec square x dx is equal to dt. So here the question is now integration cot x is equal to t is t to the power 5 into 1 plus t square cosec square x dx is minus dt. So we multiply here minus integration of this is t to the power 5 plus t to the power 7 dt, and the integration is minus integration of t to the 5 is t to the power 6 by 6 plus this is t to the power 8 by 8 plus c. Now put t is equal to cot x to integrate. Now put t is equal to cot x to find the value of the integration. The last method is to integrate sin x by sin plus minus cos x, or to integrate here cos x by sin x plus minus cos x dx. So these are the two important forms. So if the question is to integrate in this form, then how can we integrate? Look at here, one example is cos x by cos x plus sin x. If you face this type of problem, simply multiply 2 and divide 2, then you can solve easily. How? Look at here, I divide 2 here and multiply, this is 2 cos x by cos x plus sin x dx, which is equal to 1 by 2 into, I can write this 2 cos x as cos x plus cos x by cos x plus sin x. Now what happens? Look at here, which is equal to 1 by 2 into integration cos x plus cos x. I add here sin x and subtract here sin x. This is the only trick to follow here. Cos x plus sin x dx. I simply add sin x and subtract sin x. Now what happens? 1 by 2 into integration cos x plus sin x plus what happens is cos x minus sin x by this is cos x plus sin x dx, which is equal to 1 by 2 into integration of cos x plus sin x by cos x plus sin x is 1 plus cos x minus sin x by cos x plus sin x, and which is equal to 1 by 2 into integration 1 into dx is x plus, look at here, cos x plus sin x, derivative of cos x plus sin x is derivative of sin x is cos x and derivative of cos x is minus sin x. That means if this is function, then this is a derivative. So this is in form of a derivative by function, and you know the integration of a derivative by function is log function. So this is log function is here cos x plus sin x plus c. So you can integrate this type of question by this method. Simply multiply 2, divide 2, and the question will be very easy to solve. So these are the different and important super tricks for integration of your trigonometric identities. And if you are able to know all the tricks, if you can know all the tricks as we have discussed today, then you can solve most of the problems, most of the critical problems in integration. I hope you all enjoy, and thanks.